All right, I'm on YouTube watching videos on different ChatGPT ad strategy stuff, which is super fresh. So not a whole lot out there, but interesting things to learn. And I saw this comment that I just got from this guy. Offer is extremely weak. You do not have the confidence to do B2B. I would have, leave the water right now, you're doing none of these things. Do you run the, I would have hung up on you at that point. Business owners in the poverty level of income are morons for the most part. Why take, he shut you down and pawned you off to his other vibe coder. It's pretty incredible how negative this is. Also, it was my third cold call ever with an offer I made that day. I don't know. The internet is such an interesting place. Also, like the number he gave me, I ended up having like a 30-minute conversation with that guy and learned a ton. And so he didn't pawn me off to his other vibe coder. It was actually a guy who's been in business for 20 years that I learned a lot from. It was really interesting, like the type of perspectives that people have. And, you know, I've got a big following now. I've got 200 followers on YouTube. And, you know, I'm sure haters are just gonna come out, but I don't know. It's just weird to like talk so negatively, especially given the context of this. So interesting. Sometimes I think that this stuff is like genuinely just like AI stuff, because I just don't know where this sort of, like, I've never met a person like this in real life before. So I don't know, it's just so interesting.
If anyone asks me like what skill is the main skill that I need to learn, it's sales. It's not the technical stuff. It's not managing people. It's not hiring and firing. It's sales. If you can sell, if this is all you can do, if you can just sell, you will always be able to get a job. You will always be able to make friends. You'll always be able to get.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that, and I still don't want to do it, but we got to do it. I got to do it. I have to learn this skill. So I should rip some calls today. I'm waiting to head over to my mentor's house, because I'm house sitting in his house. And then I'll be, gonna work on the website right now and then rip some calls. Editing this video right now, and I actually did not rip calls. Ended up not doing that, but I want to keep this stuff in here. I'm just like, this is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna rip calls today, and then I didn't. So, anyways, let's see what else I videoed here. I've seen a couple guys talk about this cold calling script called the Julie Becker script, where you call up a home service guy and you're like, hey, my mom's friend Julie Becker recommended me to you, and then you go into your spiel, and apparently it works really well. But unfortunately, my moral compass, my faith, like lying is just not on the table, and that's definitely a lie, no matter how you slice it. And so I gotta find a way, or not find a way, like maybe it'll be harder to, you know, do cold calling without lying, but it seems like a really great line to open up with, but just not worth it for me. However, I think that the ChatGPT ad stuff is a pretty awesome opportunity, and going to try out some script ideas for that and go from there. All right, I just kind of had this revelation, you could say, an epiphany. There are a lot of, okay, there's an overstatement. It seems like there's a lot of people in the small business marketing space, in the home service niche in particular, that are just very willing to use tactics that are in their minds morally ambiguous, and in my mind not morally ambiguous, not fully truthful, not totally honest, sometimes straight up lies to get clients to do A, B, C, D. And that makes it easier to get your business started when you lie about things. But as a person, what sort of person are you becoming when you are okay with something like that? And it also makes it so that the higher leveraged you become in the business, the more your clients and customers are treated as a number rather than a real person with a real business, with employees or just providing for themselves and their families, that ultimately need to be treated really well, and deserve high quality work for what they're doing. So in my mind, there's an opportunity in the home service business marketing space to provide those services with a culture and an a work ethic, a moral compass that is truthful and honest and genuinely has their best interests in mind, while also being profitable and doing a great job. And a lot of kind of this idea stems from a little bit from Praxis. Praxis is a company that does it's like a Christian startup incubator of sorts, and there's 3 ways of doing business that they described. I win, you lose is one way to do business. I win, you win is another way to do business. And then I sacrifice, you win is the last way. And sacrificing on my part is something that's ultimately going to be motivated by what I believe Jesus has done for me. And in the context of business is giving my, if my employee gets sick or they're struggling to pay their bills or something, like treating them really well and looking out for their best interests as humans, not just as an employee or a cog in the machine. And from a customer standpoint is treating and valuing them as customers, not just numbers in a paycheck. And so I want to take that part that I have and bring that into the home service business marketing niche. And it's gonna be, I think, a grind, but I needed something that rooted me into that line of work that was more than just the money. And for me, that is pursuing this type of work with a redemptive framework over time. So yeah, so that's the goal, that's the motivation. We're gonna get more clear on that and just keep grinding. So that's what's up. Okay, another day, another idea. I think this may be one of the better value add opportunities that I've thought of. And the idea is to essentially create an AI that helps a home service business owner understand all of their numbers from end to end. It plugs in APIs to their ads platform, to their home service business, all the things, so that they can just ask AI a question about their business and it returns it to them. Now, AI is implemented into all sorts of businesses and tools, but it's pretty rare that there's a full AI operating system. And this is a build that I think would be really fun to build, and then also very AI or very content friendly. And I think I know a home service business owner that I could reach out to and connect with and build it for free and use that as content to grow and explore this idea more and get more people into it. So another day, another idea. But I think that I do like the idea of people coming to you for wanting to work with you, as opposed to doing outbound and growing that through social media. I think is something that I have the ability to do. I've ran social media pages before, and I think it's higher leverage, it's better long term. So that's kind of the idea right now. It's kind of interesting. It feels like every time I'm on the verge of just sticking to an offer and making cold calls or whatever it is, I just get distracted by another idea. And this is just another one of those ideas. And realizing that you have to just commit to a direction in spite of better opportunities and in spite of reasons not to. So, but it's so hard to judge that. It's so easy to get distracted at the moment. Yeah, I want to wrap up this video with this last idea. I think the reason why it makes sense for me, instead of just ripping cold calls with an offer of something that I haven't delivered before and haven't done and I'm not confident about, I really should just work for free for someone, help them get results, and then grow my business from there. And like that makes sense. The problem with me right now is that I'm impatient. I want to get to 10K MRR in a couple weeks, as opposed to spending 1, 2, 3, 4 months working for someone really hard for free to have an incredible case study that then gives me the confidence, hey, I know that I can do this for this person. I know that I can do this. I know that I can do that. And going that route. So I'm not sure. I know a lot of people have followed from the cold call script that I did, or not script, just the cold calls that I did, which is cool, and it's been fun to get a lot of comments there. But you gotta have confidence in the thing that you're selling, I believe, and I'm not willing to lie about what I sell. And I'm sure that there's a way for me to just dial so many times that eventually someone is willing to work with me for, a couple $100 a month to do something. But I would rather plan out this process over a couple months, even a year, and do it well, to have a really strong foundation for the business that I'm building, as opposed to look at how I just cold called and got these clients who are ultimately paying someone with no experience / whatever it is. I'm getting tired. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And so for me, what is thinking through what are the most valuable things that I'm uniquely gifted to deliver, and what should I then offer for free in that realm. I have two things. Well, one, I'm doing ChatGPT ads for my dad for free right now. Two is I can reach out to this pool business owner that I know and maybe try out the AI operating system with him and see how that goes. And yeah, just kind of go from there.